week 17 here in Germany, and I do not think that this intro will be very long. I have tons of footage, I've done tons of fun stuff this week. It was awesome. And apart from the actual class, I received 3 packages to start out the week from my parents that was probably around like nearly 60 pounds of American goodies and foods and stuff like that, which you will be seeing coming up. I'll probably throw up the pictures as I'm going through this. It was really awesome, you know, got like Twinkies and Reese's and Gold Star Chili. That's a Cincinnati thing. I think Michael Douglas, you'll be the only one that actually knows what I'm talking about. All kinds of good stuff. It was really awesome. That was a great way to start out the week. And on Thursday, myself, Trez, Kelsey, and her friend Kate ended up cooking Thanksgiving dinner here in Germany for about a total of 15 people. That was the first Thanksgiving I've ever cooked, and I gotta say it was quite the success. I think that we did really well, and I'm really proud of what we were able to do, and it was just like, yes, like we pulled it off, and it felt like home, and it was great. Really enjoyed it. And then on Friday, it was just going to be Trez and I going to Prague, like I had said in the previous video. He decided to convince his friend An to come with us. So we did a last-minute hostel change and really didn't know how to get there. We left probably like 6 p.m. and we were just like, oh, we'll just get on the train and we'll figure it out from there. And yeah, we didn't end up getting back to our hostel until probably 10:30 p.m. It was pretty confusing. The Czech language is, wow. Like, I thought German was hard, and this just like, no way. But it's really cool language. So there'll be definitely tons of footage from that, probably the majority of it. So we'll be throwing up a couple pictures, but mostly will be video. I think you get a more vivid feel of it that way. Saturday night we did a bar crawl. We had French food in the morning. It was a really cool trip overall, and I would definitely be heading back to Prague. God knows if it could be in a couple weeks, with Victoria and Haley coming. Not sure yet. We will see. But we'll definitely be taking a trip back there, at least with my host family, and then I won't have to feel so lost. And Sunday morning, which would have been yesterday morning, woke up, ate some Vietnamese breakfast because Anna's Vietnamese, but actually lives here in Germany. So that was interesting. That food you see there, that was actually really good. It was called pho, I think so. Anyways, it was really great. So I won't keep you guys long, and I'll let you go through this video and see this awesome, beautiful city of Prague. Not to mention the Thanksgiving dinner and all the stuff that I received. It was a really good week, and really excited to see what else there is coming up. We'll be going to Leipzig this Friday for a concert, so you will see stuff about that next week. So you guys know how we do this. Let's see what we did for the week.
Hello, Z.
Cheese grater. Damn, you guys sent a lot of stuff. What is this? Pesto sauce for club crackers. Oh, this is all staying in my room. Oreos. Awesome. Grab and go Oreos. Okay. More pesto. More pesto. Pesto for days. Hell yeah. Regular, normal friggin' mustard. God. They don't do yellow mustard here, really. I mean, they do, but it's always dark and it's got like a kind of burny, like horseradishy taste to it, you know? This is how I prepare Thanksgiving all by myself. Just cook, listen to music. Yeah, go for it. After cooking on my own for about 2 hours, Trez actually showed up, and that was really awesome. We were cooking at that time, listening to nice music, and it was going great. Now it's recording. Yeah, you're in a video finally. Yay.
Oh yeah.
Meh. Okay. Going in the video. Whatever you do. Whatever you do.
Na, das war am Anfang.
Warst du schon mal in den USA?
Da, no. Anmeldung.
Und ich habe hier eine Karte von den USA. Und ihr müsst versuchen, so viele Staaten wie möglich abzufüllen.
Oh mein Gott.
Und die Person, die die meisten haben, kriegt ein so wie Geschenk oder einen Preis.
So basically what Trez was talking about was we printed out lots of empty maps to give to all of the foreigners at our Thanksgiving dinner to fill out as many states as they possibly could in the US, and the one winner would receive a prize. So that was actually really interesting. The highest score I think was 16 out of 50, which, come on guys, don't give us crap for not knowing that much about Europe. I mean, no, it was a lot of fun. And that book that my host dad has was a gift from my parents of all 50 quarters from all 50 states. So that was a really nice gift, and it's a pretty neat little set.
I'm just gonna leave it.
Oh my god. This is the sketchiest fucking train ever.
Do that, Sharkeisha, stop! Sharkeisha!
Previously, that was us in a Czech train. That was quite interesting, I have to say. Definitely not like the trains in Germany. It definitely had a 70s feel to it. It felt kind of sketchy, but it was pretty neat. And we were trying to figure out at the current time how to get to our hostel, and we eventually made it. It took us about an hour, though. And Trez had decided that he was just too tired to do anything. He would not get up for a little bit. You coming?
Ich möchte nicht aufstehen.
Ja, das ist das Problem, dass du dich hingelegt hast.
Ja.
So here we were walking in the freezing cold of Prague. I don't really remember what we were doing other than trying to find something to do after we had gotten there at about 10 o'clock. We actually ended up deciding to go to this KFC. I haven't had KFC at all in Europe, and it tasted like really good. Yeah, KFC. And so I took video of us waiting at the corner at about 1 in the morning after we had found out that the train stopped running to where our hostel was, so we ended up having to hail down a taxi to take us home. So it was okay. And this was Saturday morning. We were trying to figure out what to eat that morning, and I was being picky because that's what I do. And those are little construction trucks that they were using to repair the train near our hostel, so it turns out that the train didn't really run there the whole weekend, so we kind of had to find our own way home each night. I think we took the bus a couple times, and there was a super cute dog. And here we were at a French restaurant. I know, French restaurant, Czech Republic. And Trez decided he was going to drink Sprite and vodka that morning. Don't judge him. It was pretty funny, though. And it was a nice breakfast at this really cool French restaurant. Hadn't really eaten much at French restaurants before, other than in Paris. But definitely enjoyed myself. Thank God all of the Czech people speak English, because God, Lord knows that I don't speak Czech, and that An and Trez definitely didn't speak Czech. And we were at a Czech flea market type thing. We actually thought it was a Christmas market, but it turns out it was a little flea market. And, oh wow, I just really love the architecture in Prague. It's so ornate and colorful, and I just enjoyed it. I loved it. This is the back of the Capitol building of Prague, and as you can see, again, very pretty building and the very pretty architecture around there. We were walking down this large central street, of which we saw many Christmas markets and a big tree at the end, which you will see later on in the video, in the night, of course. It looks really neat lit up, and as you can see right there, H&M is also very big in the Czech Republic, as it is in like all of Europe. It's even bigger than in America. Not really sure why, but they like their fancy clothes, so can't judge them. And we were walking to find lunch at the time, and we ended up in this central part of, it seemed like nobody was really there at all, and we ended up walking into this nice mall that was a little too expensive for us, so we ended up moving on. But again, really pretty mall, very pretty architecture, and we were just sort of trying to figure out what to eat, looking around Prague, exploring, seeing what we could find. And here we were down another long alleyway type thing with a few Christmas markets on this side, and walking in and out of these large buildings that it wasn't like a large shopping mall, it was like many little ones that you could walk through. It was just like little mall after little mall after little mall. And there were the trams that are definitely not as updated as the ones here in Germany. It seemed like the Czech Republic in that aspect was a little behind on their transport, but I'm not going to put them down because it was still awesome, and I definitely like the older feel of it. There we are later that night after taking a break back at the hostel, and look at all of these beautiful Christmas lights. That is the Capitol building you see way in the background that I earlier filmed the back of, and we were sort of near that tree as I'm talking about. That tree right there, very cool tree. We actually thought that's where we were supposed to meet Kelsey and a few other people, and it turns out that they meant an entirely different tree, which you will see in just a couple minutes. It turns out in this part of the video we were taking a few pictures and also actually looking for them again about 3 hours after we were supposed to meet them. So we were still trying, but it was obviously a little too late. As you can see in the background, for all the people in America, these are the Christmas markets I'm talking about. Except we have lots of those in Germany too, and they will span all over the square wherever they are. A lot of the times they will either sell food, drink, or they'll sell handmade wooden crafted things, such as decorations, little figurines, little toy men, anything you can think of. And there was a church where we were actually supposed to meet them, and the super cool star with the clock on it. And you can see the even cooler Christmas market in the background. This was the place to be. This was the main square of the city, I do believe. And there was Trez trying to get rid of his nasty concoction of a drink he made. It was really gross, some orange drink and peach vodka and something else. It was terrible. But look, that was the tree that I was talking about. That tree must have been 40, 50 feet high. It was the most impressive Christmas tree I'd ever seen. And they had a little archway lit up and that beautiful church in the background. Wow, was Prague cool. Later on that night, we went on a pub crawl type thing called the Drunken Monkey Pub Crawl that Trez had heard about. And here we were walking to the first club, and I decided I was going to just film a little, because I don't usually film this kind of stuff, but Prague is just way too pretty not to film at all times. And of course on for like the third jump this video. Overall, we had a really fun night and enjoyed ourselves, and I will include a little clip from the last club of the night. And here was about 9 hours later in the morning, on Sunday morning, at this really cool Vietnamese restaurant we found near our hostel. An told us we needed to try real Vietnamese food, so that's what we had for breakfast. And in the distance you can see that odd-shaped building there is the dancing house. I really wanted to go see that before we left Prague, and that church is probably at least twice or 3 times as old as America. I was definitely saying that. But wow, look at this city. Look how beautiful this place is. Right there in the background you can see, I will pan back to it, is the dancing house. That was really cool. Never seen anything like it, and I definitely want to go back to Prague and explore that you see over there, which I think is a city wall, an old city wall. And I will be going on that part of town, which I didn't actually get to visit at all. That is the western part of town. Sadly, right after this video, I got ticketed on the train because I lost my ticket, and it cost me about 35 euros. I was a little sad about that, but whatever. And to end out the awesome weekend, I got some very cool footage. Down along this river, we rode the train all the way to the German border, and I believe that is the Elbe River. And you can even see these sandstone type mountains. They reminded me a lot of Kentucky. I do hope that I will be able to take film when I come back to Kentucky, and you guys can see a little bit of that if you haven't seen any of the pictures of it from my blog. Overall, it was a really great weekend. I really enjoyed myself. Trez and An made the best company ever. We could not stop laughing probably about 90% of the time. I will definitely be visiting Prague again, and you guys will be seeing another video of it. And so I'll see you guys next week.